There's no other tool out there that's come out that can drastically save as much time as AI does.
I'd like to welcome Kyle Mai, the SVP and Chief Innovation Officer at Esquire Bank, here next with me. Kyle, thanks so much for coming in. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Terry. It's a pleasure to be here.
I see you on LinkedIn getting awards and soaking it all in. But congratulations on all the success you've had and the growth of the business. I know Esquire's done phenomenally well. I'd love to hear a little bit more about what you're doing, what your responsibilities are at the bank, and just introduce yourself.
I'm the Chief Innovation Officer at Esquire Bank, which is a bit of a funky title, but what that means is I look after all revenue-generating technology and processes at the bank, so top of funnel sales and marketing technology. And in addition to that, I also run the marketing function at Esquire Bank.
An interesting thing about Esquire is that you're funding firms to help them grow. And I'm sure in your world, you have to understand both the growth plans for Esquire as well as the growth plans for your customers because you're marketing to them. I'd love to understand the similarities, the differences, how you think about that. What does that process look like?
Yeah, one of the benefits I have is I get to talk to some of our most successful customers. And what we see time and time again is when they get financing and capital from Esquire Bank, they're investing heavily in marketing. And you typically see a couple of law firms do a few things. There are some law firms that just stick to the formula, and we're talking about personal injury law firms here. Billboards, put as many billboards as possible up on the interstate and the highways. Let's advertise on television late night. Let's pump some money into radio. That's very traditional, tried and tested approaches for mass marketing that personal injury law firms have been employing for many, many years. It's expensive though. Not everyone can do that. And you're basically hoping that off the back of one of your advertising campaigns, the phone is going to start ringing. There are smarter ways in which law firms are doing things like direct one-to-one contact using social media channels and driving people digitally into their law firm websites and intake forms. Personally, I'm super excited to see what you're doing and what's going to happen in the legal tech world. Let's talk about generative AI. Generative AI is all about text and word synthesization. And if you think about what a law firm does, day in and day out, it's all about text synthesization. Yeah, exactly. So there are so many efficiencies that can be gained from reading text more appropriately, summarizing text more appropriately, sending text more appropriately. And the legal industry is rife for change, and it's going to be so interesting to see what happens.
You mentioned AI sort of looking at these language models, just understanding text and what conceivably should come next. But is there a danger of losing that human touch, both at the bank and at these firms, in your view?
I actually view AI as an opportunity to increase human touch and connection, actually. It's not necessarily binary, because when you start using AI and you find yourself shaving 5 minutes off this task or 10 minutes off this task that previously used to take you a long time to do, what you do to fill that space is what's important. And what you do is you pick up the phone and you talk to someone because you have more time to have a discussion. You spend more time connecting with people. So yes, there are going to be certain instances where you could use AI to totally replace human connection, but you'll fill it up with other things.
That should be the right things. It's like squeezing a balloon, perhaps. You don't want to, the air's going to go somewhere else. I love that concept, and I think that you read a lot about it's not what AI is, it's what it can do or what it will do for you. So I think leveraging in the right way to create these opportunities for more human touch is the right way to think about it, which is exactly what you said.
Yeah, exactly. And ultimately, what opportunity does AI give you? It's time. There's no other tool out there that's come out that can drastically save as much time as AI does.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with that time is the biggest question. How do you use that most effectively?
In keeping with that theme of it's not the AI, it's what you do with it, what we're finding is that the domain expertise and understanding, in our case, how law firms are going to leverage AI to grow and to use your investment in the right way. And for me at Lexafide, it's about leveraging our technology to make things go faster, make things more accurate, make things some of the quote unquote kind of grunt work that can be automated, all to the same end, in making clients happier, making employees more effective, kind of making the entire business more productive. So that was more of a statement than a question, but I just wanted to, just to highlight the idea around we're all facing the same sort of challenges. It's really just a matter of, can you get an understanding of the space, of what the objectives are, and then the nuance of how folks in that world are using it appropriately. So I'm sure you're seeing the same thing.
Yeah, and what you're referring to there is vertical specification or specialization.
Yeah.
That's critical, right? Like, what differentiates just off-the-shelf ChatGPT to a vertically specialized solution? The difference is you guys understand the processes, you understand the challenges, you've addressed those before. So it's definitely going to provide better results, more consistent results than just using an off-the-shelf kind of LLM solution.
When you guys are thinking about firms to lend with, how much does that play into factor? Like, how much is how sound their process, their technology, those types of things are? Does that make them a good candidate for Esquire services?
What we notice a lot is mindset. And what I mean by that is lots of lawyers are ready to spend millions of dollars to be on TV and billboards and all that kind of stuff. And very few of them are talking about the nitty-gritty of what happens when someone actually picks up the phone and is going to talk to a law firm. That's more important than what shows up on a billboard, because you already have them on the hook. So lawyers that focus on that end of the market and that end of the funnel makes a lot of sense to us, because they understand that when you convert at that level, that's where the gold happens.
Kyle, thanks so much for coming in today. I found your insights incredibly helpful. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I look forward to a continued partnership with you and Esquire.
Thank you very much, Terry. It's always a pleasure and a great conversation.
Thanks.